So hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about creative writing, a course of MALCS. So recently someone who's a current student messaged me and she said she was very anxious because she didn't know if she should choose this course. She was very interested in it, but it sounded very hard for her. So I'm going to answer a few questions that I once had for this course and a few other questions that I assume that you might be interested in. So first, is it very hard to write in English? I would say definitely yes. It's always going to be hard for someone who does not write in her mother tongue. But it also means that you will have limited choices in diction. But just because of this, you might start to have a minimalistic style of writing and making room for your readers and guiding them to focus more on your storyline and your characters rather than your language. So I would say you might find that you can be writing in a very different style. So it's definitely worthwhile to give it a try. And the second question is, what is a course content and structure? So we basically learn 3 different genres of writing, which is a poem, a short story, and a one-act play. And every year, a world-famous writer will be invited to attend some online or offline workshop events. Like last year, we had Simon Armitage, who is a Poet Laureate of the UK right now. Poet Laureate is a title that is appointed only once every few years, with the most famous appointee to be William Wordsworth. And the point here is not whether or not you like Armitage's poem or not, but that by talking to him, you start to realize that writing is something that you have, just like your breath. And you no longer feel that intimidated by those big names, but you know, okay, you can write whenever you want to. The next question, what is a typical lesson like? There are 2 parts in a typical lesson. The first part is teaching. You will definitely learn basic knowledge of the 3 types of writing. For instance, in poem lessons, you will learn what is a couplet, a tercet, a ballad, or sonnet. And I'm very much interested in those more contemporary and more interesting styles of writing or genres of writing, like acrostic. So here's an example written by a former student. It's called Sandy. She has soft eyes and light brown hair. No one sees her on the stair, dealing alone with her quiet sighs, yet we know that there she cries. So acrostic is a poem in which the first letters in each line can be connected, can be read downwards to form a word. So here the word is Sandy. So this is some kind of writing that you can try by yourself. It's not that hard. I mean, you can use your most basic English vocabulary to talk about someone in your daily life and think it's definitely very fun. And the second part of the lesson is the sharing part, where a few students will demonstrate their assignments and talk about the inspirations behind their creations. It makes this class kind of like a workshop, and eventually every student gets invited at least one time. So I think this is the part both the speakers and listeners have something to look forward to. And teaching-wise, I think this makes this course very creative, very dynamic and customized. Okay, the next question is there are going to be a lot of assignments, and what is an assignment like? I have to say there is a lot of assignment, and you have assignment after every single lesson. So here is assignment 5. The title is Making the Characters Alive in Your Story, and it represents 5% of your overall score. So for this assignment, you will have to fill in a docs and send it to the lecturer. So the first question is, what is the main theme of your story? Actually, this question was already answered in assignment 4, but it is raised again and again to remind you that you should always stick to your theme and your topic. And the next question is that to try the following ways to develop your character. There are different ways, and here I have listed 4 of them, including the name, age, sex of your character, and you need to design a set of clothing that would best suit his or her personality. Third, is there anything that makes this character unique, including his or her appearance, personality, and etc. Fourth, what is the background of the character, including the home life, education, place in society, race, hobbies, and etc. This whole process actually reminds me of an interview that I recently watched for Yu Shi, one of the most popular actors recently.
我们当时学表演，就是它有一个就算是表演体系里的很重要的一个部分，就是拿到角色的时候，第一步就是要写成小段。其实它相当于就是你盖楼的那根基，因为你可能这楼房 大家只能看见地面上那些，但实际我们前期的准备就是那个地基，对，就是实际是这个地基，然后写的越完整，然后越饱满，其实对后面的表演帮助越大。
I would say I quite agree with him. So for every character, you need to write a background story, and it's like this diagram. So there are a lot of things that your audience can see, including the age, intelligence, sexuality, accent, etc. But there are also a lot of things hidden that they do not know, but you as a writer, you need to construct, including their emotional desire and the motivations of this character. Okay, the final question is, can I really improve my writing after taking this one semester course? My answer is yes. Of course, you cannot improve a lot over a 3 months period, but you will learn how to train yourself in writing. You will know that there's basically this cycle, which is basically input, output, revise, and you repeat this cycle. So I would say this is a vicious cycle.